So what is the Panama Qualified Investor Visa? The Panama Qualified Investor Visa is a fast-tracked permanent residency program that now comes with a special travel document. So it's one of the best residency programs, I would argue, right now in the world. A lot of the other comparable ones in places like Portugal and Cyprus, Spain have changed or they've closed their doors. Panama, to incentivize foreign investment, has this special visa, which is certified by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That's why the process can be done so quickly, within 30 to 45 days, because it's actually a special visa that's certified by MISI. The options to qualify would be, number one, investment in real estate over $300,000. This is honestly the most popular. Number two would be you can invest into the Panamanian stock market. Or number three would be a fixed term deposit in a bank here in Panama. The real estate has the lowest entry level of price point, and many people just like having that hard asset to back it up. The minimum investment amount for real estate is $300,000. It's very, very important that the funds come from an international account. I've had clients in the past that want to move money to Panama and then make the purchase through those funds. That is not acceptable. You have to actually it has to be international funds transferred to Panama for that purchase for it to be certified. So over $300,000 in real estate, it can be one property over 300, it could be multiple properties that get you over a total of 300,000. Doesn't matter the amount of properties, but they have to be free of liens and over $300,000. The approval process for the visa is extremely fast. So you'll read it takes 30 to 45 days online. Realistically, because you have to put some paperwork together, it will take around the 90-day mark. But you don't have a period where you have a temporary visa. All of the other visa programs, you go and initially have a temporary residency status. This one, you go immediately to permanent residency, and you can get it in, realistically, about 90 days. Do you have to live in Panama to keep the visa? Absolutely not. You have a minimum stay requirement, which is 1 day every 2 years. If you want to become a Panamanian tax resident, which I've seen a lot of Canadians do recently, you have to spend over 183 days in Panama to be able to put Panama as your tax residency. But in terms of keeping the visa, the only amount of time you have to be here is 1 day every 2 years. And that checks the box to keep your residency status. Does this visa lead to citizenship? It can. So you get permanent residency status. You also get a special travel document, which is not a passport, but similar to. Then after 5 years, you can apply to be a Panamanian citizen. The test would be in Spanish, so during that time frame, you should learn a little bit of Spanish if you're planning on making the application to become a citizen. Can you include your family on the visa application? So, with every visa application, there is a main applicant. The main applicant can then have beneficiaries. A beneficiary can be a spouse. A beneficiary can be children that are 25 and under and unmarried that you can prove are financially dependent on you. It can also be the main applicant's parents. So you can bring in one set of mother and father-in-law, a main applicant, the spouse, and children, all under the same visa application. And what are the tax implications? So just because you become a resident of Panama does not mean that you're taxed on all your income. Panama has a territorial tax system where you're not taxed on foreign earned income. So any income that's earned outside of Panama, you're not taxed on. You do have the option to become a tax resident of Panama. For some people that can be very beneficial. Again, I'm looking at you Canadians. So Panama becomes your primary tax residency. There you have a minimum requirement of staying in Panama 183 days. Do you have to buy new construction or can it be a resale? It can be either or. It can be a resale or new construction. Logistically speaking, new construction is always easier. Why? Because the Ministry of Commerce and Industry requires a certified letter from a bank or through a trust. But the certified letter from a bank is always easier when the property is free of liens and has no history. So if it's a new construction property, it's always logistically easier. Can it be financed or does it need to be cash? So in this case, you cannot finance your residency. The purchase of the real estate needs to be cash. It needs to be unfinanced, especially that $300,000 amount, yes? Depending on when, logistically, it can get a little gray in when the property is delivered if the balance can be financed, but for purposes here, it should not be financed. The $300,000 cannot be financed. It can, however, depending on the developer, be done through stablecoins. So it can be done through BTC, USDT, or USDC. Who is this visa best suited for? So definitely those people that are looking for a plan B. That would be number one. You are in your home country, but you're thinking in the future, I would like to have myself a plan B or a plan C. My plan B became my plan A. So Panama's a pretty good plan B. Number two would be for someone who's looking to change their tax residency. So once you become a resident here, you can change your tax residency to Panama with the minimum stay requirements, depending on your home country. So if your home country allows that, unfortunately for Americans, you will always be followed by FATCA. But I know other nationalities like Canada, some places in Europe, Panama looks really attractive because you can change your tax residency to Panama. And how does this compare to other Panama residency options? There's many visas available. This one will definitely be the fastest and the easiest. There's less bureaucracy involved because it's actually not going through immigration, it's going through the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and it's basically a fast-tracked program. You also, like I said before, you don't have the temporary status for X amount of years. You go immediately into permanent residency status. So there are other visas in Panama. If you can afford to go through the Qualified Investor Visa, I would very, very highly encourage it because it's quick and easy and you have permanent residency within more or less between 45 to 90 days. Some mistakes that clients make in the application process usually come down to logistics. So if you use a good firm, if you have someone that can advise you on the steps, it's not a complicated process. But remember, the funds need to be from a foreign bank, so they have to be foreign sourced funds. And from a logistical standpoint, knowing how to make the application based on if the property is in construction or delivered with a deed, all of that matters. So be sure to reach out to us if you're interested in the Qualified Investor Program. We've helped hundreds of people go through this process, and we're more than happy to help you do the same. If you're really seriously interested in the Qualified Investor Visa, please reach out to me and my team. We have a special area of the company that all we do is dedicate to helping people find the property that works for the Qualified Investor Visa and for their situation. We have the legal piece. We have every little piece that you need that we can walk you through the process from A to Z. And if you enjoy these videos, be sure that you subscribe because we're putting out weekly content. I'm also going to put here my personal contact details, so you guys can contact me directly if you're interested in purchasing real estate in Panama. Please be sure to reach out.